Today we will be installing a new drop-in air filter and a new cabin air filter for this 2019 GMC Sierra Denali with the 6.2 liter V8. I believe this is going to be the same for the newer body years and also the Silverados with the 6.2. Now, if you have a 5.3 or you have a different year, obviously make sure these parts match up with what you have, but this is a simple job and let's do it together. Now, the very first thing we need to do is unhook this mass airflow sensor, and we can do that with a little screwdriver. And then all you have to do is push down on that little detent right there after you've engaged the red piece and just pull it out. Now we have to take care of some 8mm bolts, and let's start with this hose clamp. We want to loosen it. Now there are some more around the base, so we have to look, and right down here there's another 8mm. It is literally right there. I can give you guys a better look at it. Now that we've got the socket on it, let's unscrew. And you just want to reach over and make sure it doesn't fall. And this is going to be the next screw in question, and here is kind of where it lives if you're at the top of your airbox. So let's do this one. This is the third screw we're removing, and this is where it sits in relation to the box. I opted for a bigger extension just to make my life a little easier. And there it is. And now we will kind of pry at this a little bit. And there we go. Here's what it looks like on the inside. Mine is still looking quite new. Let's pull this filter up. It was telling me I had about 40% life left, and yeah, we can see there's some dirt and crud in here. I don't know if the Delco filter is better or not. It's got this pre-filter, which is kind of cool. I don't think my Purolator has it, but Purolator's a quality brand usually, so we'll give it a shot. Now what I like to do is take my vacuum cleaner and get some of the leaves and gook out. So let's see what Purolator gives us here. Looks very similar, slightly different mesh. I didn't really see AC Delcos on Amazon when I was shopping, so I ended up picking up this Purolator because I've had good luck with them in the past. I don't think the lack of kind of that pre-filter mesh will really make any difference. And you know, I tend to change my filters a little more often than recommended. And guys, the next part is what the name of the filter sounds like. It's a drop-in filter, so you literally drop it in. All you've got to do is make sure the orange seal is nice and tight, and that's it. You've put the filter in. You'll notice the box has some tabs, and those are going to be important for when you're inserting it back into its position. And you're going to move some of the cables out of the way. Now it's going to be very important that those tabs that I showed you align with the slots that are right in here. And then you just start lowering it down and kind of getting this other hose in place. You may have to manhandle it just a little bit. There we go. You want to make sure everything's aligned nicely. You haven't crunched down on your filter anywhere. And now we just screw everything back together. So let's do this one first. This lip right here, the plastic lip, goes all the way around and it's nice and flush. You don't want any air escaping here because your air metering is happening right here. If you have any air enter past the sensor, it'll throw the computer off and your engine will not run right. That should be good. You don't need to torque it like crazy. And then we can connect the mass airflow right back to where it was. And remember to push down this little red safety. Now let's start putting our screws back in. Let's start with this one up front. And what I like to do is get them kind of snugged up, but not tight, so that if I need to move anything around slightly, I can. Get the bolt prepped in the right spot. All right, now let's tighten that screw carefully. And let's do that far one in the back. And now I'll go ahead and tighten that one up because we've got them all in place. Don't over tighten, this is plastic, you don't want to break it. There we go, the air filter's in place, everything's reconnected. All right, I'm inside the truck, let's reset that air filter life. First, I want to hold this for 5 seconds. And the reason we held the button for 5 seconds is because the truck will not let us get into the menu if you just press it once to start the ignition. And you want to get to the air filter life. And of course, you use these controls to navigate. So here you want to scroll up or down until you get to your air filter life. You press the scrolling button and you select reset. You press it again. So you are now good with your air filter life. I'm now on the passenger side of my Denali. And we're going to open up the glove box, and where my flashlight is shining, that right there needs to go to the left. So I'll use my little pry tool, and you can use your fingers, but then you wouldn't really be able to see on the camera, and just pry it over. And then here, you just push to pop out, and same thing here. And then boom, your whole glove box comes out, and you want to just pick that up and pull it out. Now, the top of the little cubby area for the glove box is where our filter lives. And what you're going to do is just push on this pretty hard and start to get it to pull out. And then boom, it just completely comes out. You'll notice the orientation of the original filter. It says down. This is what my filter looks like 20,000 miles in. I've definitely seen grosser stuff, but you know, guys, make sure to change these. It's for your health, and it's very easy to do. Throw that right out. Here's the new filter. As you can see, it's very clean, and it's got some different writing on it, but it is an AC Delco, so maybe they just sourced it from a different company this time. But either way, it should work fine for what we're doing. And you just kind of get in there, put that filter back in. So what you need to do to put this back in is you do need to get this inside, and then you hold it kind of flat, and you slide it over. That way it fits into the slots. And boom, you're locked in. It is that simple. Really one of the easier jobs anybody can do. I'd say even easier than the air filter. Now, before we put the glove box itself back in, we want to go to this little strut that we disconnected at the very beginning. See, there it is. And we want to extend it again. So you just kind of pull on it, and then boom, it's extended. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to hook it on. Now, when you pick the glove box back up, you'll notice that you have these tabs. And you also have those cylinders there, and all you do is align them. It's really easy. So there's our little strut from before. All we want to do is position it to the left of the pin that it sits on, and then this is a lot easier by doing it with your hands, but I can do it with a tool to show you. Now, you just close your glove box, and you know, put your other things back in there, and you're good to go. Now it's time to test your vehicle out and make sure everything's good. But before you go and do that, I want to remind you to please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Also, as always, I have Amazon affiliate links down below in the description. There are links to the parts and tools and equipment used to make today's video. And if you buy anything at all on Amazon after clicking through those links, I get a very small commission at no added cost to you, and it does help support the channel. I'll see you guys again soon.